to get done with defensive shotgunning. To truly be ready with our defensive shotgun, we got to talk about how should we set our defensive shotgun up.
If you're a fan of Active Self-Protection Extra, you will love the ASP Unlimited app. It is chock full of everything that you love about ASP Extra and more, including full-length, uncut, unedited classes from some of the best instructors in America, and it is also the exclusive home of the Video Active Self-Protection podcast. Hit the link in the description or download it from your favorite app store today and check it out on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, or Android TV today.
And how should we load it? Now, we already talked about a bunch of this. I really think in terms of which shot you should load for private citizen use, buckshot is absolutely the way to go. And I can't tell you enough. The answer here is, if you want to use, if Federal used to make a #1 buckshot load with the flight control wad, that if by some crazy thing you have a neighbor who has any #1 flight control, buy them dinner, knock them out, steal it from them. It's good stuff, okay? They don't make it anymore, and they have no plans to make it again. So in current listings, double-aught buck is generally it. Again, though, let me tell you, you must pattern your gun with the round that you are going to shoot in it. And here's why. Because if we look at a target, like we've been shooting, and let's say we've got an A zone in it, and then we've got this C zone in it. So we've got this A that we want to hit, okay? Or we've got this little head box. But for the purposes of buckshot, I'm going to say shoot at the biggest available target. If you put pellets in the biggest available target with a defensive shotgun, they're going to lay down and regret their life choices, okay? The biggest target you have is their femur, is their upper leg. Shoot it. Shoot somebody in the pelvis with, 9 pellets of double-aught buck, they're going to lay down. I promise you that, all right? So, though, here's what we've got. We have multiple zones of use of a particular load in your shotgun. The first A zone that we talk about, the A range with your shotgun, is when you make one hole with your shotgun. So that basically means that, so the way that a shotgun is built is you have the shotgun hole on the outside. It has some powder, a shot cup, and that shot cup has all the shot in it. That whole cup exits the shotgun together, and then the plastic hull falls away and lets the shot keep going. And this zone of A is how long the shot of your particular buckshot stays in that shot cup and stays all as one. Now, I know some people who would argue and say, well, you want a shotgun to spread because you want to have multiple wound channels. Well, what the reality is that you want that shotgun to be useful as far out as it can be, yeah? Now, in order to do that, you're going to have that pattern as tight as you can, because as it spreads out, it's going to become less useful and start to become a liability. So when we start talking about this zone of A, if I changed and I was like, oh, okay, here's the edge view of this silhouette, okay? If I hit with, let's just say I hit with buckshot, and it goes like this, and I've got 9 pellets that hit it at this different spot, and they're going to go like this. 9 little individuals. Or I have that, and they all hit in one spot. Anybody here ever play billiards? So when I hit the billiards ball and I put the cue ball into the head ball, what happens? They all of a sudden go ka-chow out into the wild blue yonder. So this is what we call a swarm of bees. It's not bad, it's great. This we call a column of bees. And when they hit, they do all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'd rather have them as tight as I can get them for as long as I can get them. Now, some people say, well, John, why don't I want a slug then? Well, because a slug hits and maintains one path. So I would rather have a swarm. I would rather have a swarm of bees than a slug if I can get it. I'd rather have a column of bees if I can get it possible. Okay? So my A zone in my shotgun is how long I get Thor's hammer. How far out do I get the shot to stay in the shot cup? That will depend on your shotgun barrel and the load of buckshot that you are using. I have seen this open up as early as about 5 yards. I've seen it stay at 12. Nate, have you seen anything farther than about 12 yards in the shot cup?
Technically, yes, but it wasn't supposed to.
Okay, so a weird thing, a weird outlier, but generally speaking, 10 to 12 yards is as far as it's going to be, yeah? Okay, so then once I get out of the A, the B is every bit of the shot inside the A zone. Inside that 8-inch circle, inside the real significant zones, that's my B zone. I'm getting all the pellets in the high center chest. Now, what'll tend to happen, what we tend to kind of see and things you want to look out for is if I shoot a buckshot here, and let's just say I'm aiming for this, and I feel pretty good about that. You know, I get this tight pattern of BBs. What tends to happen sometimes, though, is I start to see something like this. We call that a donut. You'll start to occasionally see a donut pattern. And a donut pattern, now I've got this hole here, and the problem with the donut is as the donut opens up, I might get at a little farther distances. And you go, oh geez, I missed most of them. So I don't love donuts. So if your buckshot load starts donuting, that's a problem for my particular gun.